Eczema is one of those conditions that people think they understand until it keeps coming back. You treat it, it calms down, and then it flares up again. Redness, itching, irritation that just won't leave you alone. So the question is it really just a skin problem? Because not everyone reacts the same way. Same environment, different response. So today, we're not just talking about eczema, we're talking about why it keeps showing up and what that might mean beneath the surface. So stay tuned.
Hello, everyone. It's Cameron again. I'm here with Dr. Chris Cormier, and today we're going to be talking about eczema. Hello, Dr. Cormier.
Hi, Cameron.
Let's start off simply with what does eczema actually feel like for someone living with it day to day?
It's miserable for people that live with it. I mean, I guess the easiest way I can describe the patients that we've seen with it over the years is they want to scratch their skin off. I mean, at times it just makes you want to like lose your mind because your skin itches so badly.
Why is something that appears just on the skin often so difficult to fully resolve?
Because it's a lot of times more than just one thing causing it, right? It's you would think it's just something on the skin causing it, but there's so many potential things that could be leading to it. So obviously, my clinic here, Nerve Health Institute, I want you to think about your brain being wired to all your cells. So which you have trillions of them. And let's just talk just about the skin. Okay, so just about the skin. The skin has several layers, and each one of those layers has tiny little microscopic cells. Every single one of those cells is wired to your brain through a nerve. It's almost like unbelievable to think about how we're made, right? So imagine the task that your brain has the whole life you're living on planet Earth. It's like one power company for trillions of cells. And so a lot of people, when you think of just the skin, okay, the skin, a lot of people call the first line of defense because it's like a layer of airport security trying to not let certain things come in that are going to harm you. And so if you get some of those areas of your skin, they get disconnected from your brain, then you can have problems.
When someone is experiencing a flare-up, what is really happening in that moment?
So from my perspective, remember, it's going to be radically different than what other people do and how they talk about it. From our perspective, it's more of the brain having a moment where it's weak to a particular spot. And in those areas, in that area of eczema, for instance, those areas, it's already got a weakness where it's not connected properly to the brain. Well, then the average person, what they do is just scratch. And if they scratch whatever's on their hand, potentially will get in that area, and whatever's on the adjacent skin or on the skin. And if you scratch it, it starts to bleed. Well, you start to put more stuff in through that hole that was there in the first place. So you can imagine it just snowballs into more and more. Next thing you know, you have critters or microbes that are there. And this could be parasites, it could be bacteria, it could be fungus, it could be any type of bacteria, viruses. Yeah, all the different things that can get in through your system can cause problems. And so those things lead to more and more and more throughout your body. Yeah. And we have routes of dealing with it that just are just totally different than other people and how they're dealing with it, especially on the conventional side.
Yes, 100%. Why do you think that certain triggers like stress, weather, or products could set off this condition?
Yeah, remember, so anything in the body, right? This is one power company, and it's wired to trillions of cells. And the moment you start living on planet Earth, first and foremost, nobody's born with a perfect set of healing cells. Like, you have these cells that are already designed, full of programs. Your respiratory cells have all these different things they do. Your blood cells have all these things. Your pancreas has different things it's designed to do. All these are God-made programs that are within our cells, which is crazy to think about. And then as you start living on planet Earth, nobody has a perfect set of cells. We all have genetic defects. But then as you start living, you have physical stresses, emotional stresses, and environmental stresses, that can cause any of those cells to lose power. So it's like this one power company for trillions of houses that your one power company is trying to manage your whole life. And most people don't even know what nerves are. They don't even think about this concept. But your skin, again, with this particular condition, it's so important to keep your brain connected to your skin.
Do you think nowadays that we're mainly managing symptoms with this condition rather than actually understanding what's happening?
Yep. Yeah. So think about an area that's red of your skin. right? It's red because it's hot.
Yeah.
It's hotter than the adjacent skin. That's the easiest way to think about it. So those cells in that hot area have lost the ability to regulate. The brain is not regulating the right temperature, because that's what's controlling all these cells. Each cell in your body has to have a sense of temperature into your brain. If that sense of temperature gets off, well, then that cell gets vulnerable to whatever, and the next thing you know, it can heat up, and like bacteria like growing at a higher temperature, for instance. I mean, you see an example would be like a staph or a big pimple or a boil. Those are areas where it's really hot and something's like growing at a higher temperature. So the way we do it is you have to reset the temperature of those cells. You have to reset other senses in order to get those cells healthier so that the body can heal.
Amazing. Let's talk about what you do at the Nerve Health Institute, your clinic. When someone with eczema comes in, what would you assess first?
So we always assess the nervous system, right? Because remember, it's the power company for the body. And the way we do it is radically different than everybody else, right? It's not, some people think, oh, we're going to go do this big giant scan for my nerves, right? Well, if we do an MRI, we could do a whole body MRI, let's say. We could see all your nerves, but it's not showing me the energy flow through those nerves. It's not telling me, hey, are those nerves working? It's only telling me if something's pushing on a nerve, right? Which is an okay test to do. But there can be nerves with no pressure on them at all, causing all kinds of problems. So first thing we do is assess the major 88 nerves in the spine, go through, figure out which nerves are disconnected, make the brain aware of these disconnects so that this power company can start to get power back to these areas. And then we actually start to dig deeper and figure out, hey, which section of the skin? Okay, so an example is, like let's say I talk about this section of my skin. Well, this section of these cells in the skin here are wired to my C6 nerve, which comes off the neck here. But that nerve also powers up your bicep, and it powers up your wrist extensors, but it gives sensory feed from that section of your skin to the brain for all these temperature, light touch, deep touch, proprioception, vibration, all these complicated things. So we have to assess and figure out where those weaknesses are, whether it's input into the brain or output or both, and actually fix those things.
You also help a lot for people at home as well with body chargers. For someone dealing with eczema at home, how can body chargers support them?
So we have certain exercises. I always wanted to go with people 24/7, and that are patients. And then additionally, we want to help people worldwide. We want to teach people that this human body is amazing. It's God-made. It's designed to heal itself. Let's get out of, take a pill, take a pill, take a pill, take a pill, take a cream. That's not how our bodies are designed, really. You're actually designed to be your own mechanic, and you have to know what to do to turn nerves back on. So we have all these little tricks that you can do from home that are so easy to do within body chargers for this particular condition that can help with it. And then we also have devices you can run to reset frequency of cells that are not right in your body. So I know it sounds weird for people, but it's not weird at all. We're an advanced world, and frequency is something people should know about. But the big pharmaceuticals don't really want you to know about all the things that we're going to teach you, because they want you dependent. If you have eczema, they want you taking a cream or a drug for the rest of your life. But ultimately, that's not how the body works. Think of these eczema areas as like cuts that won't heal, and you got to do the right things to get those cuts to heal.
Lastly, if there's someone watching out there that wants just a simple daily habit to start helping their body respond better and reducing flare-ups, what would you recommend? So
the thing we recommend is and I'll just share this on here. We have stuff like this in our Body Chargers portal that people can access, but ice is so critical with this condition. I have this trick I call the ice trick, and people can just take a piece of ice on an area that's itchy and inflamed. If they rub that piece of ice for about 15 seconds on that area, then take it off, you'll notice the itching will get so much better. Then they'll need to wait until that cold feeling goes away. That's when the brain stops feeling the cold in that area. Then they do it again, and you could do that several times. It's amazing. Just that one little trick. We have a bunch of other things people can do, but that one little trick will help people at home.
Thank you very much, Dr. Cormier. That does conclude our talk for today.
If this podcast spoke to you, or if you feel like you have family members or friends that have these types of conditions that could benefit from this particular technology, then all you need to do is become a Body Chargers member or tell them about Body Chargers. Remember, it's our community that I created to help people at home with the best technologies in the world to be able to help you to self-heal your body at home and maximize your self-healing. So go to Body Chargers, become a member. That's the easiest way to get this done. And we look forward to serving you and your family. Also, if you want a higher level of care, we have the Nerve Health Institute you can always come to. That's our clinic where we have higher level services here to be able to help you. So I hope you enjoy, and we look forward to serving you and your family, and look forward to our next podcast.